A legend is blowing around in these hills. Hidden within the breeze, you can hear the tale of greed and murder. If you listen closely, you can still hear the explosions echoing through the canyon and the screams of men crying out in pain. People talk of the sins my family committed in this valley, but instead of anger and hatred, they envy us because they believe we walked away rich men to enjoy the rest of our days beyond the law's grasp. Nothing could be farther from the truth, and I need to tell you that the McLeary mining legend is wrong. My name is Sean McLeary. It all began on June 22nd, 1884. Railroad construction was coming to completion across the western frontier, and many immigrants were being forced into mining. My family was in the copper mining business. My brother Red and I had a small operation going in the hills north of Cheyenne. Father had closed his mine in the Dakota Territory a year earlier, and today we were to do the same. I handled all the day-to-day work. Taking the Chinamen under my wing, I taught them everything I could in the short time we had. I called my supervising miner James after a childhood friend I had in Philadelphia. We never would have been successful without James's help. My family was dead broke. We'd lost all our money in the cattle business and needed every cent we could get from the mines. In fact, the banker was there that morning paying us for a final load of copper.
Well, copper's all loaded up on the train. I'm to get back to Omaha myself. Your brother here is not much of a conversationalist, is he?
No, he is not.
So it's payday, huh? Canary gonna die? Hill's gonna shake? Damn, I'd love to stay, but I really don't want to be a witness to what you boys are gonna do. You don't know what you're talking about.
You must be confusing us with those miners up in Rock Springs.
I know what you do. Everybody on the railway from here to California knows about your family and what they've done. Miners from here to Omaha talk about it with envy.
Come on now, nobody needs to get dead here. Hearing that the banker would send marshals after us, we quickly executed our father's plan. It wouldn't go completely without a hitch, though. I had told James he could keep the mine once my family was finished with it, and I meant to make good on that. But my father had given his orders, and you didn't question him. It was not done.
Some of the workers know the bagman's here. They're anxious because of their Rock Springs conflict. Some of my family's there.
Hey, it'll be fine. I just need you to hang in there for a couple more days, that's all. Keep the others in line for us. Hey, shouldn't you be down below too? Listen, I want a full shift today. I don't want to see anybody popping their head out before sundown. James's family would all be killed a few months later in Rock Springs, where a massacre of Chinese miners took place. Bad things were happening to people all over the West, and we simply marched through our plan without hesitation. So we did the terrible thing people talk about. But the legend is only a half-truth. We did not go off and live the rest of our lives happily ever after. This is where the legend ends, and the true history begins. The trouble started when I realized I'd forgotten to get the horses away from the mine that morning. So after a beating from Red, we hit the trail on foot. We were to take passage on a secret path plotted by my father to meet up with our father and brothers in the Utah Territory. Once we were set up, we'd wire the money to our mother and sisters back east. They could then afford to travel west and meet up with us. The McLeary family would be together again. Why do you think it is we haven't heard from Pa and the others?
They're just being cautious. It's good.
Maybe they got caught up in Salt Lake Valley. Got themselves another wife or two keeping them busy. I don't like the idea of hiding the rest of my life. I mean, I know Pog and the others got it all set up and everything, but nobody asked me what I wanted. You know, what if I want to take my share and get hitched or something? Meet a woman. Start a new life. God damn, Red, I'm just talking around the fire here. It'd be so much easier if we could just take one of the main trails. The Mormons Trail. Wells Fargo Trail. California Trail. The mountains proved to be uncompromising, and we soon ran out of food, water, and tobacco.
Red. Do you think Mother knows what we're doing out here to make the money back from the cattle farm? Do you think Father's ever told her what her boys do?
Don't ever talk about Mom and work in the same breath. Just shut the fuck up and walk!
Things got even worse when we stumbled upon a young stranger.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
You boys lost?
No, we're not lost.
Alright, you boys having fun.
Red insisted on killing the man for his horse. Who knew Billy the Kid ever rode that far north? I would have left him for dead, but the fear of my mother's broken heart and my father's belt kept me from doing so. I knew we were done for, with Red dying and no horse to take us, but I kept moving along the path. I hoped he'd die, but not at my hand. Not yet, anyway.